Storage, right? I always call it Storj, and I'm going to continue to call it Storj, but it is meant to be pronounced Storage. Has done really well in a bear cycle. It's only about a third of its all-time high. This is one that I do expect to make a new all-time high. And I'll talk about exactly why. I'll also talk about one thing in particular that, if it happens, kicks this to insane levels of profit as well. Before I get into any of that though, guys, if you're new to the channel, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel, and when I did all the videos about these coins, I showed myself buying them because I expected them to make me good money, and they did. You can see what the prices of these coins were when I recorded my videos, as well as the highs that these coins hit in under 18 months. You can also see what the profit would have been if you had thrown in $100 into each of these coins when I released the videos, and then all you had to do was sit on them for 16, 17 months. And then at the end of that, sell them. And if you'd have sold them, your profit from 100 into each would have been over 123 grand, which is pretty good. Now, I sold all of these, and since the market crash, I've been buying up new coins. These are coins that I think can 40, 50, or even 100x. And I share them on my website, which is copymycrypto.com. So anytime I find a coin that I think can do those kinds of profits, I buy it. And what that means is I will tell my members what the coin is, what gains it can have, and what percentage of my money I'm putting in, and they can copy along exactly. This means the members make the exact same profit as me, and the added bonus there as well is they don't have to do any work. They don't have to read white papers or learn about learn about charts. They can just copy along. And if that sounds good to you, go to the website now. There's a link in the description. On the site, you'll see everything I've said about Phantom, where no one was talking about Phantom in 2020, and even if you just want to see what the members have earned, everything on the site is public record. So you can go onto the old videos on this channel, you can verify it all. And if you like the idea of it, try the service out, guys. Right, Storj. I know it's pronounced storage, but shush. So, already at $1.04, it's had a stupidly positive rise in a bear cycle. But it is worth noting, they did this before. They did this in 2020 where they rallied really nicely, and then they had a bit of a pullback before they pumped again. Now, Storj have only been through 1.5 bull cycles, because technically they launched in sort of July, midway through the 2017-18 bull cycle. And it is worth noting they're in a long-term uptrend. They have been through 1.5 bull cycles, and they did hit new all-time highs in the most recent one. They hit $3.91. Now, Storj is an open source cloud storage platform. It uses decentralized network of nodes to host user data, and they also use advanced encryption, so it means the people that are hosting your files can't access them. It's a nice way for people to actually make profit, because basically if you've got spare storage capacity on your laptop or your desktop or whatever, you can rent that space out for people to fill it with whatever work that they're doing. And the benefit of storage is it's just stupidly cheap. Comparatively to anything else out there at the moment, particularly the centralized competitors, this is insanely cheap. So, as I said, people with hard drive space and good internet connectivity can become a node. They rent out their space, it's filled, and they can earn nicely for doing it. The founders of Storj are Sean Wilkinson, John Quinn. Wilkinson was a software developer in Atlanta. John Quinn had a background in business development. Prior to founding his own projects, including Storj, he had been involved in the investment banking industry. The concept was finally incorporated as a company in May of 2015. Wilkinson served as CEO, but he stepped down for a more experienced hand to take the wheel, with Ben Golub serving as CEO. Wilkinson is now the Chief Strategy Officer. Quinn serves as the Chief Revenue Officer, as well as a member of the company's board. The platform raised 910 Bitcoin, which was worth at the time around $460,000. Obviously now that would be a lot more. And they raised $3 million in a seed funding round in 2017, and generated an additional $30 million that same year in 2017. Now, it's worth noting, look, the pricing of this is actually pretty damn good. So that what we should understand is why this can succeed, right? And why it can succeed is that its pricing is better than its competitors. The storage cost per month for up to 25, and you can get up to 25 terabytes of storage. And the storage cost is 4 tenths of a cent per gigabyte, and 7 tenths of a cent per egress, per gig as well. So you're looking at insanely cheap pricing, and it's worth noting, and they really should do this. I'm kind of surprised they aren't showing the benefit. By the way, you can start for free. You can get a storage limit of 25 gigabyte for free, and 25 egress, a gigabyte of egress limit per month as well. What they should be showing is the comparison between cloud platforms, because you are paying like very possibly $100 a month for some of the more centralized platforms, whether that's an Amazon or, an Azure or whatever, right? You are paying much, much higher for centralized places. And here's the thing with the centralized place. They have a single point of failure. That's not the case with the decentralized node network. And that's the huge benefit here, is you are safe. You are safe, your info is encrypted, and your cost is minimal. Like, it's a huge plus. The tech partners are very, very good as well. And you can actually join their tech alliance if you wanted to partner up. As of right now, they're integrated quite regularly with, quite significantly with a number of different platforms. I'll show you integrations if they're going to show that. So we've got Veeam, you've got Splunk, Arc Backup, TrueNAS, Zerto, Unitrends, Lucio, S3FS. I mean, there are a lot of partners here. A lot of partners. And this is only going to grow, because why wouldn't you want to use a platform like this? And granted, there's a reasonable amount of competition in the centralized storage space within crypto. You've got Sire, you've got Storj, and there's more. But they're all logical. They all make sense. So you wanted 1,000, 1 terabyte. Let's go 1 terabyte. Typical object size takeout, probably 64 meg. Let's say daily. Can I calculate my savings? Or is it? It's going to tell me to fill everything in. Okay. I mean, look. There we go. There we go. Finally, Amazon Web Services. So Storj. So these are seconds to download. So Storj is dramatically faster than AWS, especially as the distance from download request gets larger and larger and larger. Download speed wise, average speed is pretty damn good. You're looking at an average of sort of 60 odd megabytes per second. And there you go. You can compare Storj against Wasabi, against Backblaze, right? and you can see the costs differ dramatically. Cost per extra storage, twice as much. I think these are a very, very good product. What I also think is worth noting is, look, this is both Storj, Siacoin, and every other decentralized storage platform could do very, very well with one thing if one particular thing happens. If a centralized cloud storage provider is hacked, which we have seen before, all of these pump like wild. We're not talking about small percentage gains here. We're talking about, 10 timesing their money. And that could actually happen. We've seen it, like I said, we've seen it before. A bunch of celebs got hacked not that many years ago. All their private photos and all that stuff went, out into the internet. If that was to happen again, there would be a huge discussion point around the failure of centralized cloud storage providers, and you would see places like Storj and more pump like crazy. Now, I look at Storj and I go, to be honest, I'm only really looking at like a $4 sort of price point, maybe $5 to be fair. We can argue $5. The reason I'm not looking at too much more is from high to high, the distinction is not that huge. Like the peak in 2018 was around about $3. This is not, and remember these charts aren't particularly accurate, but it was around about $3. And the peak in 2021 was $3.91, which is why I'm saying $4. But let's be honest, if it gets to $4, it's in price discovery mode. So I would think $5 is very achievable. To be honest, there is a real shot of a coin like this hitting $10. It has pumped quite dramatically in a short space of time. But Storj has, again, like a number of other coins, landed on some bigger platforms. It's landed on the Coinbases and the Binances, and it's also been added into perpetuals markets on a number of big exchanges. When a coin tends to land in a perpetuals market, there's a lot of volume that goes through it. There's a lot of pumps that happen in the immediate aftermath of that. And I would expect that at some point it's going to have a bit of a pullback. $4 is the initial target here, but I honestly could see I think $5, anywhere from $5 to $10 is very achievable. And you get a hack. If a centralized platform is hacked, this Siacoin, all of the big storage cryptos are going to pump, and they're not just going to do 5x, they're going to do 10x. They might even do 10x from wherever they're at when if that hack happens. So it is worth noting, always be aware of the potential. Always be aware of how the news stories are going to impact crypto. Because look at ChatGPT. That came out. What's happened to all the AI coins? They've all done really well. If there was something that went against centralization with Storj, these are going to do well. So just something to bear in mind when you're watching the markets, guys. But yeah, I think the initial target is $4, and then once it hits that, then we can look again. I think, like I say, $5 is very achievable. 10 is arguably very achievable as well for Storj. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is going to do, $7, $8? Do you think this isn't going to get close? Where are you at with this? And what do you think this would hit if there was a huge hack of a centralized network? Because I think that's a game changer for these kind of coins. So let me know what you think about that as well in the comments down below. And guys, if you want to take the work out of your crypto investing, if you want to make the exact same profits I do, you can just head over to copymycrypto.com. That's the site I run where I share with the members every coin I own. Anytime I buy a crypto, I let my members know what crypto I'm buying, what profits I think it can have, and what percentage of my money I'm putting in, and they can copy along exactly. It means there is no work for the members whatsoever, and they're going to make the exact same profits as me. If that sounds good to you, just head over to the site and have a look at everything on there. See what it's all about. See if it's something that you want to try. And if it's a service that you're interested in and you want to try, then give it a go. And I'll see you there. And that's it from me, guys. Have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.